What we're going to do right now is going to go through grinder adjustments with you. So I'm going to pull a shot and we're going to see where the shot is at. I have a handy R dosing grinder, so I'm going to dose out the amount. I'm going to tamp it here. On the single, I do use a lighter tamp on the single. We're using a single shot today. Wipe my rim, and I have the habit of purging my group. Then I start here, and we also have a handy counter here that will indicate how many seconds the shot was. But I don't want you to be stuck on the seconds because that's only one factor to the shot. Let's see the flow, and that will tell you more. So I'm going to start the shot, and let's see how it's coming out. Generally in the morning, if you do this first thing, you come out, and you can see that's coming out super fast. And so it's probably going to be around 11 seconds, 12 seconds, and there it is. 12 seconds right there. And if you look at it, the shot still looks pretty amazing, but don't be fooled that this shot is not going to be as smooth, nearly as smooth or sweet as it could be. So how do you, once you have a fast shot, how do you adjust it? That's what we want to talk about today. I need to adjust my grinder. And when the shot is fast, I need to slow it down, obviously. And you do that by making the grind finer. The analogy I use is 2 buckets, often. Picture 1 bucket full of powder, fine powder, and another bucket full of big rocks. If I pour water down both buckets, the water and the fine powder is going to get absorbed by the powder. It's almost going to stay there and stick there, and it's almost going to just drip out. Whereas if I pour water through the rocks, it's going to gush through and flow right out. So that's a fast shot. This is too fine. So whenever you're too fast, you need to make it finer. Hopefully that will help you remember what to do. On my grinder here, I have adjustment. I have grosso or coarse over here, and fine over here. So obviously I'm going to make my way towards the finer side. The shot was around 11 seconds, and I want it to be around 20 to 24 seconds. And so I'm going to make that finer quite a bit. So it's at number 6 right now. I'm going to make a drastic adjustment because it's so fast. Normally I would only move it 1 notch at a time, but if it's so far off, I'm going to move it 4 or 5 notches at a time. So there's normally a release knob on the grinder. So you pull that so you can turn the dial, and then you just turn this to, I'm going to turn it to 4 3/4. And it was at 6 before. And generally there's some residual in the shot that is still unchanged, so the coarseness is still the same as it was before. So I need to probably run a shot out. And so this shot is not going to be quite fine enough yet, so I'm going to knock that out. And then I'm going to use this one. This shot should be closer to where I want it. So I use a light tamp once again on the single. And the main thing on tamping I want to add is, a lot of times in North America we tamp 30 pounds and that's great, but the main key factor is I want the shot to look right. Whether you tamp hard with coarser grind or tamp lighter with finer grind, as long as the end result is there, I'm happy. So get your shot in, and let's see how this looks. So it's still fast, but we're getting a little slower, probably be around 14 seconds. Maybe the grinder hasn't fully adjusted yet. 13 seconds there. So it still looks like a beautiful shot, but don't be fooled by that once again. Crema is just really the oils of the bean coming out. It's fresh beans, but just because it's fresh doesn't mean it's going to be good. I often get these little brushes that are handy in cleaning out my portafilter, and it dries it as well. Okay, so I'm going to make it finer again. I'm going to go 2 notches this time, 2 small notches. And once again, I'm going to clear the chamber. And let's see how this is adjusted here. So slowing down a little, but it's still fast. So this is going to be like 15 seconds. 15 right there. 15 seconds. So we're getting closer, but not there yet. You're going to see a little more definition in the color as you go. And I'm just going to rinse my cups out. So I need to go finer still. So one thing to note on these auto-dosing grinders is that it's on a time frame. So if you look here, my single shot is at 1.6 seconds. And I need to increase that slightly as I go finer. The reason is, as the burrs constrict, which I'm making it finer, less beans are going to flow through in 1.6 seconds. So you always adjust the grind first. Once you get the right grind, then you adjust the timer. And you normally adjust the grind manually first. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a little time to this, just because I'm going by timer right now. So I'm just going to add a 0.1 of a second. I'm going to make this finer. Okay, let's see how we go. So once again, knock out the first shot. And I think we're going to be pretty close on this one here. So I see the clumping on the grinder, which is good. Then my so there we go. That's a good shot there. I think we're much closer to where we want to be. I could even slow it down a little bit more, but I think we're pretty close in the zone. We're going to be about close to 20 seconds this shot. 21. So, and there's my shot. And I think I'm ready to work now. Have a great day. Well, that's nice.